Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 2 of Dungeons & Dragons. Well, I did a Season 1, but my map broke, and I want to shout out immediately the devs of this map who reached out, instantly, in one day, with a complete fix. It was like 1,000,000 commands. I did it, and it worked, and they were wonderful. However, just when I was about to record it, I got strep throat for over a week, and it knocked me on my butt. So at this point now, it's been 2 weeks since my last episode, maybe even 3, and I was like, no one's going to remember where I am. I'm not going to remember where I am, and, people aren't going to click on a video if they don't remember what happened before. So we're just going to start fresh. Dungeons & Dragons Season 2. Let's do it. I plan on playing the entire map, right to the end. I want to learn the whole storyline. I want to get started. Let's get started right now. Now, if you watch Season 1, I'm going to be playing this a little bit differently. We will be role-playing this as a kind of a character, and I haven't decided what class I want to do. I'm going to have to decide that pretty darn quickly, though. Let's get started.
Hey! Glad you made it. I'm really happy that you're willing to give this game a shot. It's one of my favourite things to do with friends. Between the role-playing, strategy and just being goofy with each other, it's always a great time. D&D has something for every kind of player. Now, you said the other day that you wanted to just get kind of an intro experience before joining my regular campaign group. So I figured a more individual sort of experience would be a good way of showing you the ropes. Give you an idea of what the experience can feel like. Just take a seat whenever you feel like getting started. I've got snacks that should last us until the end of the universe, so help yourself to those too. Good to go? Okay, so first things first, let's choose your class. I've got the basics already written up for a few of them, so you only need to worry about picking one. Do you want to be a holy warrior with the ability to heal yourself and smite your foes with the power of your deity? Paladin might be the way to go. Oh, or maybe a wizard, using your magic to blast bad guys sky high with fireballs while deflecting incoming attacks? But a rogue could be fun too. Hit and run tactics, poisoning your enemies and watching them succumb to the venom. So satisfying. But it's also lots of fun to just be a barbarian with a big axe. Barbarians can get so angry that they just kind of forget that they've been hit and keep hacking away. I've always had a hard time choosing when I'm a player, so take your time.
Okay, so we're going to use the menu, and I got to figure out what I want to be. Now, last playthrough, I was a wizard, and I got to admit, I was really enjoying the wizard class. I'm leaning towards doing a wizard again, because, I had a wonderful time doing it, and I didn't get that far in, so I'm kind of leaning towards I want to do a wizard again. But the other one that sort of makes me interested is a rogue. Because the idea of hitting someone with poison and then moving away is intriguing to me a lot, sort of like dodging. And I would be hopeful that maybe a bow and arrow would be in my future. So for in an effort to make it different than what I did before, let's go ahead and pick rogue this time. Why not? It'll be fun. We'll do rogue. We'll do some poison. And it should be a good time. Did I pick it? Okay, I did.
Okay, next let's allocate your stats. You want me to explain how stats and dice rolling work in this game?
I'm going to skip this since we did this last playthrough.
You'll also see that your class already has stats that will best support their abilities. How you add your extra stat points is up to you. Do you want to make them better at what they already do, or do you want to balance them out a bit? You'll get more stat points to distribute as we play, so don't worry about this step too much.
Okay. All right, so let's see. I got 5 stat points available. Now, I got to read these again because I kind of knew what they did for the wizard, but I don't really know what they do for the rogue. So, the strength would increase damage dealt to enemies. That seems like a no-brainer to increase that. Dexterity would increase your attack speed, allowing you to attack faster. That seems pretty good, too. Constitution, let's see. Decreases damage taken, allowing you to survive for longer. That also seems good, as I'll, probably not be wearing really heavy armor, I would think, as a rogue. Intelligence, decreases cooldown time for spell. I don't know that I would have spells as a rogue, although who knows, maybe it's like whenever you play Skyrim, you think like, okay, I'm gonna be a warrior, and then all of a sudden you get some magic. It's like, okay, I'll be a warrior with some magic. So maybe there is some magic for even rogues. I don't know. Decrease the cooldown time for class abilities. That seems pretty good. I mean, rogue class ability, I don't want to leave that -1 for sure. So let's at least get this to even, right? Let's at least take that up to 1. Charisma, boy, I don't like being unliked. So even though I probably don't need this, it increases the likelihood of critical hit and the damage dealt by it. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up to 0. I don't like having a negative. So let's go ahead and give myself a strength point 2, increases the damage dealt to enemies. That seems pretty good. And then dexterity increases your attack speed so you can attack faster. Let's go ahead and bring that up even one more. Do I have any more? I have one more stat point available. Let's do Constitution, which will decrease the damage taken. That seems like a pretty good thing to have. Okay.
And like that, you've made your first character. Congrats.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, how about we dive right into things? Let me just set the scene for you. The continent of Faerun has seen hundreds of stories turn into legends. The Dawn Age, when dwarves overthrew the tyrannical giants and elves waged war against evil dragons, thereby carving out a place in the world for small folk. The tyranny of the Rose Dragon, when the great red worm Ylvir Asalisar nearly razed Kalimshan and established her cruel empire. The time of troubles, when celestials and fiends alike were cast from their own realms, warring and laying waste to the mortal plane in their efforts to reclaim their divine positions. Yet each great story has great people steering the narrative. The Rose Dragon's empire only fell because Rafak al-Kajan and his companions slew the evil beast. The times of troubles ended because those like the mage Midnight rose to the occasion, in their case taking the mantle of divinity from the slain celestial Mistra until she could be resurrected. Now we come to the precipice of another such event, a budding calamity that could warp reality as we know it. Though there is no prophesied chosen one, no foreseen savior, if you play your cards right, you might just be able to avert what is to come. Or perhaps your story will simply serve as a cautionary tale for those who survive. Despite this, it all starts with something as mundane as fetching groceries for your parents.
I mean, I'm so blown away. The fact that they did all this in game, I was really genuinely complimentary the first playthrough of this. I only made 10 episodes or so, so I haven't seen very much of the mid or late game. But I am so stunned that this is able to be done in Minecraft. It's really, really, really amazing. Very impressive. I'm
open
legitimately
on
blown
Nashkel,
away.
a village on the northern slopes of the Cloud Peaks. The late spring rains have abated, making the trek across town to deliver a commission for your father at least a bit less muddy. As you make your way back along the main street, though, it is hard not to notice that your otherwise quiet home is riddled with strained, whispered conversations.
Okay. Well, I need to. So let's take a look at my character here. So, I look very cool. I don't know why my actual skin is there. It looks like I have a Steve face. So, okay. So, let's see. This looks like the main gates or something, or some main gates anyway. Can I talk to you? Nope. That's just what's that? What's going on with my arm? Oh, so it's my cloak. What's going on with my cloak? Wind's really just whipping around. Look at these guys walking around. Look how cool this is. So cool. I love it. Okay, so I gotta go talk to this dude now. There will be, if you didn't see season 1, you don't need to, obviously, since we're starting fresh. But there will be a map that sort of tells me how to get. It's like an item that tells me where to go next. So I'll be getting that very shortly. Do I right click?
Standing behind his produce stand is Eric, one of the farmers living on the village's outskirts. You have known him for most of your life, though he is still young and smile lines have only just begun to crease the sides of his eyes.
Your father said you'd be along to pick up his purchase. I don't envy him his back problems, as if he didn't have enough to deal with already as the headman. Anyhow, here you go. I'm sure he appreciates having you around to do all the heavy lifting for him.
Well, old age stinks.
Yeah, old age doesn't seem to agree with him.
I totally forgot. I don't need to say the dialogue choice that I pick because my character Katra, who is me, says the lines. I was curious if I picked a rogue if it would still be Katra, who's the same person I had as the wizard. So apparently, yeah, the voice actor Katra, who's me, is always the same. So I won't. Whenever I'm in dialogue choices, I won't be saying which choice I'm making unless I want to debate it. I'll just be clicking it and then having my character say what I chose.
Yeah, well, it doesn't with most of us. If you're ever given the option of growing old, don't.
What's everyone whispering about? I only caught a bit.
Everyone's worried about the people who've gone missing. You probably already heard about Helsa not coming home yesterday. That makes the 4th person in 2 weeks. The trackers looking for her haven't come back yet, but if it's anything like the other 3 disappearances, they won't find anything. People are real frightened. I can't blame them. Might be a good idea to not wander around on your own, even in town.
No, I think this playthrough, whenever I got to pick, last time I picked a mage, I tried to pick like a really compassionate, caring, empathetic, understanding person. I think this time I'm going to go a little bit more scoundrel. I'm going to go maybe a little bit callous. Like my character, Katra, they've seen some stuff, so let's go joking.
Nah, no one would want to kidnap me. I'm too much of a pain to deal with. I'll keep an eye out, though.
Mm-hmm. See you around.
He did not like my joking, I don't think. Okay, so I got my fruit. I gotta take it to my home. This is doesn't seem to be updating. I don't think that's where I'm supposed to go. I think I'm supposed to go over here this way. Yeah, there. Now it updated. These little icons are sort of like the quest markers. Kind of tells you where you're supposed to go. Until I get this item, it's kind of like a compass that will sort of lead me to the place that I'm supposed to.
You hear voices from inside your house. Perhaps it is worth waiting and listening in.
I just heard about it this morning.
Does anyone else know?
I caught one of the trackers before he could go out to look for Helsa. He said he'd check it out while the trail was still warm, if there was one, but I don't know if he told anyone else first.
We'll have to assume that he did. People are already starting to panic, and this will make it worse. I heard people at the market this morning talking about unfamiliar monsters. No one had seen the things themselves, but the rumors are bad enough.
This goes on and you'll have a mob at your front door demanding answers.
I'm surprised we haven't seen one already. You've got to get ahead of this.
So what are you going to do about it?
Give me a minute. I've got an idea, but I want to talk it over with Katra first. You're welcome to stay if you like. They should be back soon.
Okay, well, interesting stuff.
Ah, there you are. Put the food on the table and come talk to me. There's something we need to discuss.
Okay, there we go.
Listen, you've heard about the people going missing. I'm not going to sugarcoat this, but the whole Fixxitt family is gone now. Neri found their farm empty this morning without even a sign of struggle. This is asking a lot, and I've got a feeling your mother's going to kill me after I say this.
Then don't say it.
But I need you to go speak with Endan Dravair and ask for his help.
You're right. I think I will throttle you. Are you insane? People are going missing, and you think sending Katra out into the woods by themselves is somehow a good idea?
I have to agree with Ilan. They'd make a tempting target.
The trackers have been going on their own, and no one's bothered them. Besides, after all the training I've put Katra through, they should be fine on their own.
Yes, but you could just send one of the trackers, or someone else.
I want the trackers to keep looking for our people. Other than them, there's no one else I'd trust in the woods more than Katra. After all the times you've run off into there as a kid, you probably know the paths better than most of the villagers. And Vair's important. His ego probably won't let him talk to just a random villager. Neri could go, but she doesn't know how to fight, and I don't want the community's healer to be missing for a whole day if someone breaks their arm.
That's a good point.
And you're not worried what Vair might do to them?
Unless Katra does something really stupid, which I would trust them not to, they'll be fine.
Well, again, so I got either no way, happy help, or sarcasm, and again, I'm gonna pick the sort of dry, droll response.
You know I'm standing right here and can answer for myself, right?
Hey, watch the sarcasm. We've talked about this.
Well, they're right. Manners aside, they can speak for themselves, and hopefully also point out how reckless and stupid this is. Stupid? Maybe. Reckless? Probably. But I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah, that sounds like my kid. Now, Endan Dravair is a proud creature. He has the wisdom of the ages and probably knows something that we don't. But there's a good chance he won't help us for free, just on principle. If he doesn't, I want you to offer him money. This pouch has 100 gold coins in it.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
100? Where did you get that kind of money?
I took it from the village's emergency fund. I'd say this counts. Rounded it out to 100 using money we were saving for a new roof. Start with a low offer, like 30, and work your way up, unless you think you're going to insult him or lose his interest. Whatever help or advice he can give will be welcome. If we're lucky, he might already know where our missing people are or where to look. A bird's eye view could show him what we need.
I still think that this is a bad idea.
If I'm being honest, it probably is a bad idea, but it's the only one we've got.
Right. I guess I'll head out now then.
Oh, before you go, do you want to do a quick sparring match? Couldn't hurt to brush up on your technique, just in case.
I'm going to go ahead and do this because even though I did that in the first time, I had different spells being a wizard. So
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. All right. Try hitting a training dummy. Okay. Well. There we go. Okay, so I kind of... Looks like I got a bunch of... Like, my one hit is a bunch of hits. That's kind of cool. Okay, the charisma statistic... I gotta keep going until we get a critical hit. Okay. What do I have to get? Like an 18 through 20 or something like that? Oh man, did I fail? There, I finally got one. Jeez, okay. All right, try your class abilities. Your inventory there are... Let's see, what are this? Sneak attack or wrist dart? Okay, what's the sneak attack? Oh, am I hidden now? I don't know. Oh, look, it's poison. Aha. Okay, and then what's this one? Wrist dart? Oh, okay, that's cool. So I have like an automatic, a class ability that's ranged. That's cool. And look, it's, that's cool. Okay. And now let's try this one over here. I want to see how much damage it does. It does 27 right off the bat and then 6 constantly. And then if I do my sneak attack, I'm not sure yet exactly. Does my sneak attack actually hit anything or does it make me like invisible? I'm still not 100% sure on this. All right, so I have to defeat a training dummy so I can complete this training level. So I got a wrist dart and a sneak attack. I'm gonna have to use sneak attack to figure it out.
I'm sure you can find your way and don't want me fussing over you. But in case something happens, you should take your father's old wayfinder. Good point. Even though we haven't seen any real monsters around here in a decade, you never know. I might have to run away from a thoroughly annoyed deer.
Real quick, I used to live in the country. I went to college in the country, and I had 2 roommates. There were 3 of us guys living in a house together, and one of my roommates was from the city, from like inner city Pittsburgh. And in the country, we would leave our like windows down, cars unlocked, keys in the ignition in the country often for like, every night. We just leave it. There was no danger or concern about people stealing our car. My roommate from the city would park, put the club. Anyone remember the club? He'd put the club on a steering wheel, put there was like this other metal device that you'd put like underneath the accelerator to stop the pedal from going down. It was kind of like a club, but for the pedal. Lock his doors, like hide his keys in the house. And we're like, it's like, dude, what are your frames? It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's deer everywhere. We just stared at him for the longest time. It's like, there's deer. What are you concerned about the deer? Like, what's your worry that the deer are going to steal your car? Anyway, that's totally true story. It was really, really funny. I see him about once every 5 or 6 years, and I still bring up the deer.
Or you might have to find a new place to sleep at night if you keep up the attitude.
Just be careful, and come back in one piece. We'll be waiting for you.
Oops, I prematurely clicked there. Okay, so I got my wayfinder now. I'm going to throw this over here. All right, let's see where we're supposed to go. Follow the wayfinder, and let's get on with our first adventure. Now, I'm going to try to be keeping these episodes like I did before to about 20-minute episodes. I think that's kind of the sweet spot. And that means that we are going to leave off this episode right here. So I will see you all next time from Season 2 of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm very excited to get back into this story. I think we're going to move a little bit faster through these beginning things. I don't predict it to take us 10 episodes to get back to the point where we were last time. But hopefully you enjoy this. I'm really, really excited about it and excited to check out the rogue, my new character, and my new sarcastic, world-weary rogue. So I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody. Love y'all.